Jumping jacks are very simple, right? Start with your feet in and your hands in, all right? Feet wide, hands wide, just like that. Bring it right back. You're looking to get 25 jumping jacks in and get warmed up. But the first thing we're gonna do is something very easy, nice and slow, is a knee pull. Looking to take your knee, pull it up to your chest, take 3 steps, take it up to your chest. And if you don't have yards in front of you, you're looking to get about 3 each way, okay? Ideally, if you got 10 yards in front of you, you wanna carry this drill on until you hit the 10-yard line. All right, once you hit 10 yards, the next thing that you want to do is something called quad pull to a Superman, all right? Grab your leg, reach on out. You're getting a great stretch on your quadricep, right? And you're also working on your balance points and getting a good stretch on your other hamstring as you're leaning forward, all right? And then once again, you take 3 steps, grab your other leg, reach out. You want to carry that 10 yards. All right, once you've made it back, the next thing that you want to do is something called a forward lunge with a trunk twist. Right here, you're gonna take your leg, you're gonna reach out, keeping the back knee about 3 inches above the ground. You're gonna rotate each way, so you get a nice little stretch on your lower back as well in your hip area. Take 3 steps, other leg is up front now, rotate back and forth. Okay, you wanna take that 10 yards. The next thing you wanna do is a side lunge, right? So now you're gonna place your hands on your hips, all right, face the side, you're gonna reach your front leg out, you're gonna lunge forward, lunge backwards, all right, so we're stretching both of these groin areas. Shuffle, shuffle, lunge forward, lunge back, shuffle, shuffle, taking that 10 yards as well. All right, so those were very slow movements. Now we're gonna speed them up just a little bit. Right, the next thing we're gonna work on is high knees, okay? A couple points of emphasis here. This is a great opportunity to work on your run form, right? Big emphasis in the run form is a 90-degree bend in your elbow, right? Work on your arm, your hands shooting cheek to hip. Cheek to hip, 90 degrees, cheek to hip. Not looking for your arm to expand, all right? Not looking for your arm to go side to side. Cheek to hip. Take your cell phone off out your pocket or off your hip, put it up to your ear, okay? The next thing you want to emphasize is knee drop. All these drills, I want you to pretend like you have glass at your hips and you're trying to break the glass with your knees. And the last part of it is trying to get a lot of reps. So even if I'm working 10 yards, I'm looking to get maybe 30 reps in 10 yards. So I'm not looking to go through these things fast. So a lot of reps, knees are up, cheek to hip, taking it 10 yards, okay? Once I made it there, the next thing I want to do is what we call butt kicks, okay? It's the same emphasis, and a lot of people make the mistake of kicking their legs back, so the drill ends up looking like this. That's not what we're looking for. We're going to drive the knee up and still bring the heels to the butt like this. So it's high knee butt kicks, maybe a better way to say it, okay? Same thing up top, cheek to hip with your hands, arms at 90, right? We've got high knee butt kicks, taking that 10 yards. Right, the next thing we want to do, speed comes from your hips, your gluteus, butt, and your hamstrings, okay? And so we want to make sure we always have those three things loose whenever we're getting ready to run. Next thing we got is our arms out. We call these mummy kicks, same arm, same leg, keep your legs straight. And you want to bring that foot to hand, take 3 steps, other foot to hand, take 3 steps, foot to hand, same arm, same leg. The next thing we're going to do is what we call prom toms. Prom toms are very simple, but it takes a little coordination in order to get it done. You're going to make sure your knees are locked, you're on the balls of your feet, arms at 90 degrees, all right? And all you're going to do is kick your legs out while your knees are straight, keep your arms at 90, going as fast as you can. Right? And you've done prom toms. So the next thing we want to do is get into our skip series. All right? Skip series are very important because this works on run technique as well, coordination, and so it's a good opportunity to pull everything together. What we have is lateral A skips. You're going to face the side again, all right? And make sure your hips are aligned or parallel with the wall as your shoulders are, and you're going to laterally skip, driving your knees, breaking the glass, cheek to hip with the hands. And what you notice is at no time, if you freeze this video, am I ever crossed over. Meaning whenever I'm skipping, my back leg is never here, all right? So you want to make sure you keep everything open on the lateral A skip. Once you make it 10 yards, you just bring it right back on the lateral A skip. All right, so you made it back on lateral A skip both ways. The next thing we'll do is a forward A skip. Same exact movement there, except you're moving forward, okay? Dropping the knees up, cheek to hip with the arms. Ready to go? A skips going 10 yards. Once you make it 10 yards, we're gonna move on. The next one is called B skips. All right, B skips, is the same movement, except once your knee is up, you want to extend, paw your leg out, all right? Make try to keep the toe pointed up, but you want to extend that leg out. Not to be confused with a karate kick. All right, you just want to drive your knee up and then extend out. Here we go. B skips. All right, so now you've done B skips. This movement is a little bit more difficult. If you cannot do it now, do it, try it, all right? If you mess it up, don't worry about it. Just give 10 yards of phenomenal effort on trying to get the C skips accomplished. The coordination will come. All right, but now on C skips, I'm gonna slow down. It's nothing but an A skip, bring it back down, and bring the foot out to the side, and alternate legs. So forward, back down, to the side with the same leg. So this is what a C skip looks like. Good. Now, the next thing you want to do is take those same movements and we want to make them a little bit more explosive. So what we're going to do now is a power skip. Power skip is nothing but an A skip, but you're trying to get vertical. All right, you're looking to get about 6 reps here in 10 yards, but you're taking a step and it's just a powerful A skip for height. Power skip for height. Right, once you made it 6 yards there, now we want to do the same thing. Instead of going for height, we want to go for distance. So now we got a power skip for distance. It's just an A skip, and you're trying to go far. Not to be confused with bounds. You're going to leave off your left foot, land on your left foot, and switch to your right. Leave off your right foot, land on your right foot. Okay, so let me show you how this will go. You get a little space to take off if you need. Awesome. So that's the skip series. Once again, a part of our daily warm-up. The last part is the movement series, okay? I'm gonna condense this down right here. This isn't the full 10 yards, all right? But I'm gonna go from this green line, all right, let's say this is the goal line. Let's say that green line is the 5-yard line. Let's say that black line is the 10-yard line. The next thing is a shuffle series. So in the shuffle series, you will put yourself in an athletic stance. If you don't get anything right here, get the athletic stance right. Super important to be a great athlete and a great football player. So the athletic stance, you want to bend your hips, knees, ankles, chest up, all right? So if you got a Texas Wind shirt on, I should be able to see right across that shirt, Texas Wind. If you're doing a really good job, I should be able to see your number as well. Get athletic stance, you're gonna shuffle 5 yards. Touch with your right, and notice on my shuffle, I'm not crossing over, I'm not clicking my heels. I'm picking up and replacing. Shuffle back, touch, shuffle 10 yards, touch, shuffle back. When I touch here, I'm gonna turn and sprint through the 5-yard line. Right? Cool, I should be breathing hard, I should be starting to sweat just a little bit. Once again, slow to fast, easy to hard. So the next part of the movement series is the karaoke series. On the karaoke series, you're gonna get an athletic stance. Shoulders are square to the wall, but your hips are gonna be the things you really wanna emphasize and move. Trying to make those hips go 180 degrees both ways, okay? Now, the foot coordination, once again, is one of the things, if it's the first time you've done it, it takes a little time. If you mess it up, don't worry about it. Just focus on your shoulders being square, your hips rotate. You're looking for your hips to rotate 180 degrees. I'm gonna slow down the footwork for you real quick. Pick a foot. For me, I'm gonna pick my right foot, and I said right in front, right behind. Right in front, right behind. Right, once I get to 5, I don't have to bend down and touch the line and touch it with my feet. I'm gonna take it back. Left in front, left behind. Left in front, left behind. Left in front, left behind. Right, so I've done fast feet karaoke 5 and back. I was bent, my feet were quick. Now I'm gonna do high knee karaoke 10 and back. So now I'm a lot more vertical, relaxed, all right? And I'm gonna make sure my back leg does the high knee crossover part. So I'm bringing my back leg up and over. Really a lot of emphasis on my back leg, right foot in front, right foot behind. So get here, I bring it right back, left foot in front, left foot behind, driving it up and over. Once I get here, I turn and sprint through the 5-yard line. Woo! Starting to get out of breath. Good, right? The last thing I want to do is the sprint back pedal series. This is very simple. We're gonna get a 2-point stance. We're gonna sprint 5 yards. We're gonna touch the line with both hands. Back pedal 5 yards. Touch the line with both hands. Sprint 10 yards. Touch the line with both hands. Back pedal 10 yards. Touch the line with both hands. And then sprint through the 5. If you're breathing hard, if you're a little sweaty, then you've done a great job. But now you're ready to go run, tackle, cover, catch footballs, throw footballs, whatever, right? Your body's ready for movement. This is how you should be after a warm-up, all right? Great job. All right, so now what we're gonna do is, you've got your dynamic warm-up taken care of. What we're gonna work on is our agility, okay? And so, you know, when we're running and we're working on our speed phase, our endurance phase, we always want to make sure we're putting in a little bit of agility too, okay? And so agility is the ability to move side to side, all right? Contort your body, open up your hips, all right? How quick you can move, not speed. Speed and quickness are two different things, okay? And so agility is a lot more, tends to be a lot more lateral stuff, all right? So what we're gonna do is something called pickups, all right? Pickups are very simple, all right? And the focus here is for us to get into athletic stance and move side to side. And this is fantastic for all position groups on the football field, because at some point in time, they will have to move side to side, feet and shoulders and hips square to the line of scrimmage. All right, so what we're gonna do on pickups is we're getting a good athletic stance. Once again, I've condensed this down just a little bit so I can make the drill a little bit easier. You can hear me as we're recording, but we're gonna say this is the goal line, and the black line is the 5-yard line, okay? And on pickups, all you're gonna do is get in a good athletic stance, all right? Just like we talked about in the dynamic warm-up, and we're gonna pick up and replace on the shuffle, and we're gonna touch the line with one hand, bring it back and touch the home base, all right, the line we started over with our left hand, that's one. So we'll have a total of 5 pickups. I'm gonna do 2 pickups for you so you got an example. So shuffle, 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 tap, shuffle, 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 tap, shuffle, 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 tap, shuffle, 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 do 1. All right, and you would do that 3 more times to get one successful set of pickups, okay? But just in those 2 reps, I felt my quads burning, all right? I felt myself having to maintain an athletic stance. It wasn't easy, right? But you're just looking for a good body bend, going down and touching the line, all right? And you're trying to be efficient in your movement. You didn't see me going out super far. I didn't reach across my body to touch the line. If I'm shuffling to my right, I want to touch my hand with the right line, my right hand to the right line, my left hand to the left line, all right, to make sure I'm not having inconsistent movements that aren't efficient. If you got any questions, give me a shout.
Now we have 4 sets of 300-yard shuttles. You're gonna run 25 yards and back 6 times. You wanna open up your stride, relax, and try to pace yourself to make it 300 yards and back with a 2-minute recovery in between. After that, you're gonna go to squat jumps. You'll have 12 reps where you jump, bring your knees to your chest, land, and we'll go right back up.
All right, now we're to the actual lift. We have 4 sets of 5 on squat. You're gonna watch Luke execute 5 solid squats for you, hips back, all right, heels on the ground, looking up at at whatever his landmark is there on the wall. Here we go. Knock out 5, Luke. A little bit lower for me, Luke. All right. The big thing is making sure that you're pushing your hips back correctly before we overemphasize on depth. But we hope to reach 90 degrees on depth. Make sure we're getting a very, very low squat. All right. Strengthening the hamstrings and glutes as much as we can. You can go ahead and rack it up. Relax. As you see, we walked all the way into the bar, all right, and dropped it down safely. Don't put one side down at a time, okay? The easiest thing to do is walk straight into the bar and then relax, and then the catches will catch it. All right, the next thing we have is 4 sets of 5, just the bar on deadlift. All right, so now with just the bar, this is super important to make sure that you take into consideration. If we use just the bar and we were to put this bar flat on the ground, all right, this bar would be no more than 2 to 3 inches off the ground. All right, and that's not very safe for you to do a good lift from the ground. Go ahead and touch the ground for me there, Luke. No, without the bar, just step back, touch the ground. And the problem is, if Luke was reaching down to grab the bar right here in this position, he's gonna end up putting a lot of pressure on his lower back. All right, so I'm gonna make sure I put a lot of emphasis on this. We are not going to deadlift with the bar on the ground until we actually get weight on it. Once we put weight on it, you see these weights here, it will make the bar raise off the ground, makes this make a lot more sense. So what we'll start with on deadlift is actually putting the catch on number 1, all right, and putting the barbell on the catch. So we've never been in a bad position before you guys learn how to actually lift weights correctly, okay? So once again, if you don't have a catch, then you're gonna skip this deadlift lift, and we'll make sure to get plenty of it once we all start getting together in May and June of this year, okay? So now, to get into the lift, Luke, go ahead and grab the bar. You see his hand position?
is the exact same. He's gonna have some similar mechanics to what he did in squat, all right? Essentially, he's gonna lift the bar up, step back. Now, this is not part of the deadlift. This is actually a part of just removing the bar from the catch, all right? He's gonna stand up tall. He's gonna have a slight bend in his knee, all right? And all Luke is gonna do is push his hips back, right? Once again, that make the bar go down while maintaining, keeping his chest up, keeping his eyes up. It's very similar to squat, and so that bar gets close to his shin. Now, the bar path is super important on deadlift. And what I mean by bar path is the way in this bar goes now. The bar is going to maintain contact very closely with his legs all the way down and all the way up. All right, Luke, let's go ahead and give me a look there. His hips drop back. The bar is very close to his leg. His chest is up. His eyes are up. He brings his hips right back in. He's not squatting. He's pushing his hips back, creating a hip hinge in order to make the bar go down and up. Go ahead and knock out 3 reps for me, Luke. As you see, the bar stand very close to his body. His hips are just going in and out. All right, that bend in his knees staying pretty consistent as he goes through. Safely racks it back on the catch. As you can see, he did not put it back on the ground and put himself in a position that put him at risk. You have 4 sets of 5. If you have any hesitancy on this, all right, if you do anything that doesn't feel comfortable, I highly, highly, highly urge you to put the bar down, move to the next workout. If you have any questions, give me a shout. All right, the next thing we have is 3 sets of 12 on dumbbell lunge. Luke has 15 pounds. I'm looking for anything from 15 to 30 pounds on this lift. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take one leg and move it forward. Go ahead and do that for me, Luke, as I'm talking here. All right, then you're gonna bend that knee till that knee goes at 90 without your back knee touching the ground. Then you're gonna push your hips back up, bring yourself back in under control, and then you're gonna do the exact same thing with the other leg. All right, so what we're looking for is 12 reps, so that's 6 on each leg. What I want Luke to do is knock out 4 total reps. All right, so right, left, with each leg so you can see the tempo of this workout. Ready, go. Just maintaining control. We want to do the best we can to keep the dumbbells stationary to where they're not swinging. If you feel like the dumbbells are swinging too much on you, please lower the weight. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Go get out. All right, the next thing we have is 3 sets of 8 on vertical broad jump. All right, this is super duper important that we don't pick up any weight that's more than 15 pounds. All right, because we will be moving the weight around quite a bit. We'll actually be dropping the weight. We want to make sure we can do this safely. So on a vertical broad, you're going to jump vertical 2 times like we've talked about in our performance parts of our workout where we got on the turf and we actually did some jumping. All right, so it's the same hip hinge, same explosiveness, except you won't have your arms because you will be holding the dumbbells. Once you land from your vertical and your second vertical, as you're getting ready to propel out into a broad jump, you're actually going to leave the dumbbells behind you. All right, and if you're doing this correctly, you should be very close to the ground, so the dumbbells shouldn't fly very far. This is one fluid movement. You do not stop and pause between each jump. I'm gonna have Luke show you one correct vertical broad. Ready, go. Vert, broad. All right, as you see, Luke landed. He was in a good athletic position. He didn't fall forward, he didn't fall back. That's a huge part of the workout. The next thing that you notice is when he was at the very bottom of this lift, feel free to rewind and watch this again. That's when he let his kettlebells go. His arms were behind him. His dumbbells go. His arms were behind him. All right, he was getting ready to explode out for the broad jump, but he safely let the dumbbells down. If you drop the dumbbells to your side while you're landing, they can bounce back and land on your feet. We don't want that, okay? So this is about safety. Make sure you watch the video again and see how Luke executed this. We had 3 sets of 8. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you feel like you cannot control the weight, we'll do a vertical broad without weight. All right, you can start with no weight, and then we can work our way up to weights once again in May and June when we're all safely there together. Get after it. All right, the next one we have is toe touches. All right, Luke is in a relaxed position. All right, he's gonna take his feet, he's gonna put them straight up into the air. All right, he's gonna stick his hands up straight up into the air, and he's gonna reach up and touch his toes. Do the best job you can to get close to him. He'll have 20 reps of reaching up and touching, 25 reps of reaching up and touching his toes. If you do not touch your toes on every rep, that's okay. You want to get as close as you can. The big emphasis is bringing the shoulder blades off the ground. All right, raising up trying to reach those toes while keeping your legs straight. You have 3 sets of 25. All right, now we're at the cool down part of the workout, okay? This is super important. We wanna make sure we maintain flexibility, especially in the hamstrings and in the quadriceps. That's where a lot of your run motion, explosive motions come from. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is put our feet together and touch our toes. All right, we're gonna go as far down as we can. You see, it's instructed for you to touch your toes. Luke is not exactly touching his toes, but this is a perfect exercise because Luke is not doing is bending his knees. Now, Luke, I want you to go ahead and touch your toes. All right, you see what Luke had to do to touch his toes. Now, at this point in time, he's not getting a good stretch because he did break his knees in order to touch his toes. So we want to make sure we keep those legs straight. All right, the next thing we have is right over left. We want to bend down once again and touch our toes. It's super important right here because what this does is creates a hyperextension right there of this muscle. And so you get a super good stretch, not only on your hamstring, but on the upper part of the calf muscle. And we take that the other way after 10 seconds. We're left over right, and we're looking to execute the same thing. All right, you see the hyperextension there of Luke's right leg due to left bend over in front of the right. Relax. So the next thing we go to, spread them out. We want to go both hands down to your right. If you see, Luke is making contact with both of his hands over to his left leg in the same premise here. He's not breaking his knee. All right, everything is straight. So he's getting a fantastic stretch on his hammy. Although we want the goal to be touching your toe right now, for most of us, it won't be there. The next thing he's gonna do is take it over to his left after 10 seconds. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. All right, and then thirdly, when we have our leg split, is we're gonna reach down between our legs. And you see Luke is doing a fantastic job of maintaining contact with the grass. You wanna reach back as far as you can while still maintaining contact with the grass. At some point in time, I love to see Luke's head touching that ground, his hands about 6 more inches back. That's just creating more flexibility in his hamstrings. Relax. Once again, we're doing all those for 10 seconds. Then lastly, we have quad pulls. All right, we're gonna reach up, grab our right quad, try to maintain our balance, and hold for 10 seconds. Relax, other way. The thing is, make sure you're getting a good tug there on the quad pulls, just like we're doing the warm up, in order to make sure that we're getting a good stretch on the quads. After that, relax. Great job today, guys. Once again, if you have any questions about anything you did today, give me a shout, send me an email, shoot me a text, give me a call.